Hi, Zizaran here with a TLDR video for the the patch notes for point 2, Dawn of the Hunt. It was a lot of nerfs, and there's been such a large skill balance change with so many damage modifications that they weren't even able to, do most damage numbers in the patch notes. And they've said every skill has changed. So it was a big one. I'm a little unsure how to feel. But either way, I wanted to address the things that I thought were the most interesting about the patch notes. We'll start with Logout is nerfed. I think a lot of people are going to welcome that quite a lot. It's basically, it just keeps you in the spot that you were, even in the endgame, when you log out. What that means is that you ideally don't want to log out, so you want to play slower. You want to play a lot slower than before. And if you log out, you have to wait 15 minutes for your instance to time out, so you just play on another character while waiting for it. Now, I'm hoping something even more fun will come of this. I'm hoping I can make Zizaran's rescue squad, so if you have to log out, because the game pauses, I will make a macro to invite you, come grab you, and try to save you before you die. I think that'd be really good content, so I'm hoping we'll get something like that. Sounds fun. Conversion is changed a lot with the way it works with Ghost Wraith and CI. So before, Ghost Wraith would use the extra life that you would have before the conversion, basically assuming you didn't have CI, and give you that as extra into the shield. Now it won't anymore. And if you were wondering, yeah, it also still got double tap, so it got shot twice, and it's just Ghost Wraith is just worse in general now. Ailment thresholds are lowered for us, so they will be ignited, shocked, and frozen easier. That's pretty bad. There were some Ascendancy changes. Gemling Legionnaire actually got a pretty big buff for non-stat stackers. I really like the changes there. They've reworked some of the nodes. I think Gemling Legionnaire looked a lot more interesting to me. Before it was very stat stacker heavy. Now it was more about plus gem levels and choosing if you wanted to be strength, dex, or int gems. And an important thing to know as well, there's a lot of new things coming that we don't really know about. There are 100 new supports coming, 100 new unique items. We don't really know much about them. And then obviously the rogue exiles are going to be fun. Pathfinder gets a huge LE defense thing. It looked very good. It basically converts your evasion to LE defense. Blood Mage gets forced to aggravate, like a way to actually just, literally force aggravate with if an enemy is cursed, the bleed is aggravated, so that's really good. There were some Infernalist changes. I did play Infernalist, but I didn't use the demon form thing at all, so honestly I don't fully understand the scope of these changes. But the TLDR, it seemed to be a nerf. It seems like you can still have it be permanent, but that it's a big nerf. And it costs 2 ascendancy points more. There are some changes to stun. With when you're blocking and stuff, you can get a heavy stun, which is a stun for 3 seconds. But unwavering now, instead of doubling your stun threshold, is effectively your stun immune. You do lose your roll, sadly. But you're effectively stun immune to the non-heavy stun. So if you're not blocking, you're effectively stun immune. So kind of nice. Archmage got a larger nerf, but Archmage is currently so far ahead of other things that it actually still might be viable. I wouldn't be surprised if we still see it, especially because all these nerfs are going to put people off mana gear so hard that even though it is getting nerfed, if you're relatively getting that insane gear, it's still probably quite competitive with other builds still. Armor Break did get a buff with it's 20% more damage when something's fully armor broken. That's pretty. Artillery Ballista gets a huge buff. I tried playing Artillery Ballista and it was super clunky, super awful. But now quality is minus 0.4 attack time, which is basically the time that it takes for something to start attacking when you place it and stuff. I think it'll be very good. It'll be very, very good. Blink. Unless I've misread it, Blink is now an actual ability. It's no longer a spirit thing. It doesn't cost spirit anymore. Blink is now a travel skill similar to Leap Slam, Shield Charge, etc. It does share cooldown with all of them, but at least we have something equivalent to Flame Dash or Frost Blink now. So that seems huge unless I've misunderstood that and it still has spirit, but I don't believe I have. And you can still roll, which really put me off using it. Detonate Dead did get nerfed a lot. There's some nerfs with sacrifice and the way it works with minions. Just a lot of and nerfs of scaling. Now Detonate Dead was so far ahead. I was using it on minion build with no investment in damage and it was just clearing. So definitely needed a nerf. It's still probably decent. There were some changes to the way freezing works, especially on non-cold skills. So in the notes, you see that there's a big buff to freezing skills and them freezing, but there's a nerf to how freeze works in general. So the target here is converted lightning skills, right? Like a lot of people were doing Call of the Brotherhood on Spark and then freezing everything. So they've sort of made it so that freezing skills should be the things that are good at freezing. Grimface is gone. They took it out back and shot it. It's completely gone, just removed from the game. Hammer of the Gods gets a rework, kind of similar to a Val skill, where it needs something called Courage. The idea here is that you can't just walk up to a boss, Hammer of the Gods. You have to, like, build up the courage to use Hammer of the Gods. Hexblast got pretty nerfed, basically, just the way it works. It doesn't work with infinite duration curses and stuff like that, so a lot of people are a little bit unhappy about that. I wonder, I don't know if we'll see people using Hexblast. We'll see. A lot of people in chat were pretty upset about it too. Lightning Conduit, which was probably the most broken thing we've seen in an ARPG in a long time, got nerfed from 100% more damage per 5 shock effect to 20. I don't even know if that's enough. It was so far ahead of anything. Was it 1440 more damage before? It was something obscene. No, I think it was 2880 more damage on my build. So it was crazy. I think it's still like 700 more damage or something. There's some big lightning rod nerf, like the archery skill. Just the way the functionality works with like chaining and how much it chains before it disappears. And there's the arming thing now. Pain Offering and Soul Offering both got nerfed. They got changed from more damage to increased. Very big nerf for minions there. Do remember, I don't think anything didn't get nerfed. So sure, like everything that you thought got nerfed, maybe got nerfed a lot, but relatively to other skills, maybe it wasn't that bad. So I still think minions sound pretty okay after this. Raging Spirit got a pretty fair nerf. It'll be more effort to summon a lot of them now. You can still get as many as before, you just have to cast more. Spark got a huge nerf, less projectile spells or skills, or just less projectiles and less duration. No, not duration, projectile speed, sorry. But just nerfed in general. And the way like clouds, like poison clouds, gas clouds, the way all of that grows for like your clear will be a lot slower than before. So that is a little unfortunate. I was going to use that. Something I was very surprised of, and this was in the bug fixes, is quality on Scepter no longer improves spirit, and that was listed as a bug. I was very surprised by that. That seemed very intentional. Very surprised. So Oaksworn as well is losing its spirit. So minions are losing a lot of spirit, which sucks. I'm still probably going minions. Tempest Spell got nerfed. They were pretty fair because I mean they're still gonna use it. It's still OP. It's just free damage. So it's just less free damage now. A very, very big different change as well is heralds no longer chain off each other. So I think that's a good thing. I think it's one of the better things. It was definitely a bit silly. They just have to use that in every single build. So I'm pretty happy with that. Crossbows use two-handed modifiers. It's a pretty big buff in general. I think crossbows will just be a lot more use now. They did, to compensate, it doubled the cooldown on a lot of grenades because obviously they're going to be doing a lot more damage now. But to be fair, the cooldown's not the end of the world because, like, yeah, you're using that skill now, which is doing more damage, but now you have more time to do other stuff. So they probably just want you to do that. In general, for how I feel about the patch, I think it's very hard to say. I was definitely in the camp that I don't want PoE 2 to just be a reskinned Path of Exile 1 with gigafast clear speed and stuff like that. Hopefully the game will still be fun after the patch. So I'm not too worried. I'm just gonna I'm gonna play it and hopefully have fun. And if I don't, I'll find something else to do. I think that's the healthiest approach to have to video games. I definitely can empathize with the people that like this is the only way they have fun. But like, I don't know. I also feel like you do have PoE 1 at the end of the day. I really enjoyed Free Show, so I'm looking forward to 326 a lot. But I'm definitely of the mind that I do want the two games to be very distinctly different and not just a reskinned version of each other. For me, it's a very much like wait and see. Hopefully I have fun on Friday. And if not, Last Epoch is coming out the 17th. So that'll be fun as well. So I don't know. A lot of it's wait and see. After the patch notes, usually I start making build guides. We don't have the gem info, and they've said everything has changed. I'm expecting a lot of nerfs, maybe up to 80% on some things. Wouldn't surprise me. So I really have no idea what to recommend. It's going to be really hard to make build guides. I think what we're going to call them this time around is build guesses. I'm not a big fan of these like videos people are putting up of like my 5 top league starters for Friday. Like that's nuts. Like we have so little info on what's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna be making build guest videos, and I think there's gonna be a lot of bait out there. Build intuition videos. Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. I am 80 to 90% confident that I'm going to start with a blacksmith specter summoner. What I've been practicing has been completely unaffected. So at least up to like level 18, I should be fine. I just need to get level 22, get specters, find a broken specter, and that'll carry my ass. So that sounds pretty fun. But yeah, either way, hopefully you enjoyed the patch notes and didn't hate them, but if you did, there are other things out there. But either way, hope you guys enjoyed my TLDR of the patch notes. There are a lot of changes. This obviously does not cover everything, but there were a lot. Either way, sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.